Let's go to Laura in Spokane, Washington. What's up, Laura?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Life all right? Y'all doing okay?
Yeah, shaking a little bit.
Oh, good grief! Don't be shaking. Don't shake.
Yeah, I've got my feet on the ground. I'm taking deep breaths.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
What's up? How can I help?
So, my question is something I've been struggling with for a decade now, which is I'm homesick for Hawaii. And a lot of people in my family experience the same thing. And I've been trying to handle it by getting in touch with my community here and just, sort of hustling to get into the community and make friends. And it's difficult here and there, but the homesickness, it'll set me into just depression on weekends at a time.
You've been feeling it for a decade, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you a crazy question about homesickness, okay?
Okay.
It's about 10 years ago. How old are you now?
30.
Okay. Oh, man. Perfect. So tell me about 20-year-old Laura. Who was she? What was she going to be when she grew up? What does she want to do? Tell me about her. Was she beautiful? Was she crazy? Was she always making out with everybody? Like, tell me all about Laura.
Oh, my gosh. No. Yeah, I mean, yes. 20-year-old Laura moved to San Francisco.
Okay.
Because she had a dream of working in the film industry.
Okay.
Which is something that didn't exist essentially where I came from. It's kind of known if you want to get education, you go to the mainland.
Okay.
You go seek it out. And everyone said, you can always come back, but it's unaffordable.
Okay.
It's practically impossible.
Tell me about 18-year-old Laura.
18?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. So 18-year-old Laura was jumping into freshwater pools, going to the beach, having fun with all my buddies, just family, surrounded by family.
You have grandparents, cousins, brothers, sisters?
Yep.
Okay.
And my immediate family's all moved with me along the way, except for my grandparents, who are still there. And they always say that they're the abandoned grandparents.
Of course. Grandparents are wonderful passport agents for guilt trips.
Yeah.
They're wonderful at that. Everybody just left
my grandma
us, I guess.
was born there.
Exactly.
So she's, yeah.
Most of the time, not always. Now, I want to categorize it. Like, you're talking about Hawaii, okay? So,
yeah,
it's the most beautiful place on planet Earth. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
I was just hanging out with my friends this weekend, and they are from Hawaii. And just listening to them discuss it, it sounds magic. I've never been. It sounds not real.
Yeah.
And everything not real, from like the cleanliness of the air in certain parts of the certain islands to the pace. Everyone's just kind of a notch slower. To the food is so fresh. Like, it was swimming this morning and we're eating it tonight. Like, all of it. To deep family roots. Like, he was explaining to me how this part of the family came over from Japan, and this part. Like, I want you to know, leaving that is very, very real. Okay?
Okay.
That's number one. You're not crazy. The second thing here is a more general statement of, when I hear people talk about they're homesick, they miss, what they're often telling me is they miss the person they were before they left.
I see.
And the environment was a context, but often so is the age. When you said 20, I was like, yep. One of the coolest guys ever was 18 to 20-year-old John. That guy ruled because he thought he ruled. He was an idiot, like a punk, skinny moron, but he thought he was awesome. And the rules didn't apply, and he could jump in pools and be silly and go on dates. And so I'm homesick for him and his carefree attitude and the possibilities that were endless ahead of me. And I always think if I just go back to that town and that place where I was, I can reclaim that. And it never works out. Because John in his 40s, he goes with him. And that guy's tired, has 2 kids, been married a long time. You know what I mean? It's just it doesn't like my hair. I don't like my haircut. Like it's just the same, right? That guy goes with me.
Yeah.
And so my question for you is, do you miss Hawaii and do you miss your family roots? And do you have this deep call to get back to like a family legacy? That can be very, very real. Man, do you miss that Laura, that a whole world was possibilities and you were going to go make it in the film? You were going to be the one that got out and went and did this wild stuff on the mainland and then brought all this money and joy and excitement and fame back. And now you're 30-year-old Laura and you're like, got a job. You got insurance, right? You miss that person. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I part-time nights and I have 2 toddlers.
Oh my God. See?
Stay at home during the day, take care of them and the chores, and then go to work and serve. A lot of people like to bring their problems to me too.
So is there a sense that in some ways now, especially with 2 toddlers, and especially with your service job, you're living somebody else's life?
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. Yeah.
I bet it feels like that a lot. I don't want to tell you how you're feeling, but I bet if you were honest with yourself, you would most of your days spent making sure everyone else's life is okay.
Yeah, actually, the other night I said, if I wanted to work in hospitality, I would have stayed on the island because you can make 100, a table a night.
I was gonna say, yeah, your tips would have been way more, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Here's a third, even wackier, on top of these 2 layers that I've given you. A third one. It wasn't until like within 100 years, and especially it wasn't until like the last, 30 or 40, maybe 50 years, that there were cameras everywhere and videos everywhere. And our brains have some really remarkable built-in ways of slowly letting memories fade. And they move into our bodies and they're not so acute and it's not so painful. We remember how we felt on the beach, but we don't remember like the exact, whatever they look like, right? Mm-hmm. And now we have bypassed that and we go back to it and go back to it and go back to it. We scan. We look at old photos. We look at old photos. We look at old videos. We look at new photos, at new videos. You see new 18-year-old Lauras running around in Hawaii and you remember you. You see what I'm saying? So we've kind of hacked our brain's natural way of moving on from heartache and from memories. And we keep dragging our brain back through the mud and be like, yeah, but remember this? And we keep bringing it back up and it doesn't know what to do because this is new technology, right? And so we have all 3 of these things. Here's my question for you. When's the last time you asked yourself with true honesty, what do I actually want with my one tiny, precious little life?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Lately?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this. Running to a location probably won't give that to you.
Okay.
It might. Let me be super clear. It might. Changing environments may be exactly what you need. But my guess is, what I promise you is if you pack up right today and you move to Hawaii tomorrow and I gave you $1 million and you had no money worries, 30-year-old Laura would go back to the island with your frustrations, with your, I haven't grieved over the fact that I was going to make it in the industry and I got 2 little toddlers. Not a bad life, a great life, in fact, but just different. Not how I drew it up. I have to remind myself that on occasion because it was I'm a freaking YouTuber now, Laura. That's my job. That was never in the cards. That wasn't the plan. And here we are, right? So sometimes I was going to be a college president. That was going to be what I did. And sometimes I have to remind myself, I intentionally chose a different track. I went a different way. And my life's going to look very different than it did. And it's all good. It's all good. It's just going to look different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been asking yourself the question, what do you want?
And I think I'm going in a positive direction because I'm hustling really hard to get into to helping others get their films made out here.
Oh my gosh, you're the most pragmatic mother of two. Stop being pragmatist for a second. What do you want to do, Laura? Fast forward 36 months. 36 months. It's a blink of an eye. 3 years, 36 months. Fast forward me there. Where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing?
Okay. That's a really tough question.
No, you have it. Right when I said it, it came right to you. You know exactly where you want to be. You just don't want to say it out loud because you've said it before and it didn't work out. Where do you want to be?
Helping my community.
Oh my gosh.
That's how it feels. I feel like I want community. I want more community.
You want friends? You want neighbors? What does that mean? What does community mean? Be very specific.
A Dungeons and Dragons group.
Okay. I knew it. You're kind of weird, and you got to be able to say that out loud.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's really funny. It's not funny. I mean, I'm a weirdo. Yeah.
We all are.
Definitely a weirdo.
I like to get together with my buddies and watch grown men punch each other in the face for money. We watch fights all the that's insane. It's dumb that we do that. And I do it every week. I do it all the time. This weekend, I'm going to see a punk rock show. I'm in my 40s. I'm too old for this, but I'm going anyway. And I'm probably going to get hurt just like I did last time. And it will be worth we're all weird. And you look like
that is right on the level with me. I am like, punk rock show sounds awesome.
and then right after the show, you're going to sit down and look at cards about like wizards and swords and stuff and sparkle. I don't know. I've never played.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. I got a great friend named Wes, and he's from the island, and he cooks incredible dishes.
Oh yeah.
You know whose house I never say no to when they invite me to dinner? My friend Wes. 100% of the time he's asked me to dinner, I go.
Does he give you malasadas?
I don't even know what that means, but he gives me lots of delicious things. I don't even know. I don't ask as many questions. So here's the thing. If you started a weekly Dungeons and Dragons group and you said, I'm offering food, are you married?
I am.
Okay. If you told husband, hey, we're going to start putting some money in the budget because we're going to start having people over and you might have to find things to do. In fact, I need you to take care of the kids because once a week I'm putting on my wizard warrior hat. I don't know what you wear to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm putting on my cape and we're getting weird. We're going to get super weird up in here in this house. And I'm making some great Hawaiian food and I'm having people over. Within 6 months, you would have a gang that would go to real war with you, not just Dungeons and Dragons war.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be intentional about creating the life that you want to have. And then there's going to come a moment when Laura, who loves who she has become in whatever environment she is in, might want to go back to Hawaii. Great. Or might be completely at peace just visiting Hawaii. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
What's holding you back from creating a whole new world where you are?
Time.
I don't buy that. You got two knuckleheads, that's for sure. What else?
Fear, probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this: the greatest gift you can give your kids is your presence. The second greatest gift you can give your kids is you go be well, and you go hang out with friends. And you sit down with your husband and say, we have 2 little ones. Our marriage is different now. And I want a rambunctious, fun, wild, weird Dungeons and Dragons life. I want a great sex life again. I want to be crazy and silly again. I want all that stuff again. And we're going to have to figure out how to do that. Because you keep thinking back to when I was 18, when I was 19, and the world was standing before me. And I want to tell you at 30, the world is still standing right in front of you.
Okay.
It's just a little weirder now.
Definitely weirder.
You got 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
And your husband does his accounting job or whatever he's doing. Who knows what he's doing, but it's just different now. But the world is still standing right in front of you. And you get one shot. You get one opportunity. And I sound like Eminem right now. You get one path. That's it. You get one go. And it's easy. You're at a crossroads right now, Laura, that I hear over and over and over and over. You get 2 kids, you're married, you just find yourself doing the same thing over and over again. And suddenly you're going to blink and you're going to be 43. And you can either be 43 with some young teenage kids who are always rolling their eyes because their mom is so fun and silly and goofy and holds them accountable. And her and dad are always closing the door in the middle of the afternoon and being all weird and turning the music up. God knows what they're doing in there because that's the kind of house we have. Or you can have a husband who's a roommate, kids who are just staring at their screens in the room. You get to choose the life. You get to choose it. You get to choose it. You are worth that choice. You're worth that choice. You're worth that choice. It's going to be an adventure moving forward, Laura. You're worth every penny of it. Take your husband out for breakfast this week and said, hey, I talked to this goofball on a podcast and everything's about to be different around here. Hope you'll join me.